what is the Kantian argument for veganism?
Yeah, so initially it should seem like Kantianism is incompatible with taking animals' interests to matter. So that was Kant's own view. He thought you have no duties to non-rational animals. The only reason why you shouldn't like torture puppies for fun is because that would like affect your character, and then you'd start being mean and cruel to humans. So why doesn't that follow? Because it seems like if the moral law just tells me to act in a way that I would will every rational being to act, well, then it's only like stuff having to do with rational beings that's going to like limit what I can permissibly do. And so it's going to seem like no duties to animals will follow. So why do I think that's wrong? So basically, I think that thinking, it comes from a mistake in the sort of logic of how these things follow. So let's imagine the Kantian argument for like non-selfishness. The argument is sort of, I want to just promote my interests. So I just want to promote my interests. Can I will that everybody just promotes their own interests? And the answer is no, because sort of like I can't consistently will in accordance with my own interests that everybody is universally selfish. So heuristically, like if I were the one in need, I would want someone to help me. So importantly, it is the rationality of the person who would hypothetically help me that matters. The fact that I am rational in this counterfactual doesn't matter because the universal law that I'm willing has to do with like what people should do given that someone else is in need, not like what people should do given that they are in need. And so, so for example, I might consider this maxim only help human beings that are rational. Don't help babies, their interests don't matter, stuff like that. I'm not going to be able to consistently will that principle because, again, for the same reason, like if I were to end up in a circumstance where I'm not rational, I would still want my interest to be promoted. And so I would still desire like a law that everybody help, or not everybody, people help me within reason. And that applies like regardless of whether in this sort of counterfactual I am rational. So it's sort of like being rational in itself isn't relevant to whether somebody is a moral patient, somebody whose interests we should care about, because that's just not relevant to the question. Sort of like, can I will this law in accordance with my own interests? The only thing that's important is that in this counterfactual, where we imagine this is the universal law to be selfish, for instance, the only thing that matters is whether somebody else can promote my interests that I still want to be promoted, even if I'm rendered non-rational. That's basically the idea for why rationality isn't a criterion for moral patienthood on the Kantian view.